This is take number 2 because I felt like I let this team off of the hook with that first recording, and I'm not going to do that again. Not the note that I thought we'd be starting off the Raw's Thoughts series again with for the new season, but hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's been an entire off season since we've done the last one. We are back. Yo, the Nuggets stunk it up. I've been trying to like low-key find the right words to start this episode and talk about them in a fair light, but I'm gonna be completely fucking honest. This team sucked tonight. From the way that the rotations were being run, to the way that the minutes weren't or were being staggered, to the way that we weren't trying to rebound the ball, to the way that we were just letting the Jazz do whatever they wanted offensively, whatever they wanted to do defensively. And it sucked to watch because early on, we were giving up threes. I don't even know the final numbers for the Jazz. They shot 16 of 38 from 3. That is 48 points on 42% shooting. As a unit, as a team. Larry Markkinen went 3 of 7. Kelly Olynyk went 2 of 3. Mike Conley went 2 of 4. Rudy Gay went 4 of 6. Malik Beasley dropped 3 of 9. Meanwhile, we got 22 three-pointers up. Guess how many we made? I don't want to say it out loud. It makes me sick. And I want to kind of break this down because I feel like I want to ramble in my head right now, but I want to keep this kind of organized. Let's pinpoint these problems and talk about them because there were a few things that were very, very glaring about this game. So the first one, and I think the most obvious one, is our lack of interior defense, interior game in general. Jared Vanderbilt was doing whatever the hell he wanted as far as getting to the ball, as far as being in the paint. He had 12 rebounds in 12 minutes. He had five offensive rebounds. He was giving the Jazz second chances. He was fighting for their odds at another chance to splash a 3. And it was working. And it was very obvious early on that that's how they were going to win this game. Through the second chance points. Through the 3-pointers. Colin Sexton, 20 points. Getting to the rim at ease. Found himself on one too many isolation situations against Jokic on the perimeter. I believe it happened 3 times that I remember seeing off the top of my head. That's not good. Jokic in the open floor off of the pick and roll, still a bad defender in that situation. Not good for us. Walker Kessler, the rookie, dropped a double-double on us. He had 12 and 10 off the bench. 5 of 5 shooting, by the way, from the field. I guess we can move on to the next point. There really just was no drive in like the sense that we were getting out-hustled a lot of possessions. And also just the fact that like the crowd really, really, really helped the Jazz this game. And you felt the momentum and the energy shift, and it just felt like we didn't ever have the energy to come back at them. We made a run in the third quarter, I want to say. It was the third quarter. Yeah, that was the only quarter that we won that game. 27-19. Felt like we were making a push. We were on the cusp of being down by 10, being down by 11. All we had to do was just cut it to single digits. We cut it to single digits twice. And then the Jazz went on another run. We just kept giving up 3 after 3 after 3. Bad possession. Rush possession by AG. Rush possession by MPJ. Turnover by Bones Hyland. Bones is another point I'm going to talk about in just a couple moments because I really have something I want to say about him. We just didn't have an answer for anything that they were doing. Energy-wise, mentality-wise, physicality-wise, scoring-wise. And granted, they were playing some damn good defense. And by they, I mean the Jazz. They forced 21 turnovers. Jamal Murray even contributed 3 turnovers. A lot of that was forced by the Jazz. And also a lot of it is because these guys on the Nuggets just weren't ready for this game, I don't think. From a very outside, third-party fan perspective, it didn't look like they were ready to play this game. There's a lot of rust to shake off. It's been a long time since this specific core 4 and this entire roster, for a fact, has played together. A lot of new guys, a lot of new bodies in this locker room that they have to adjust to. And that's okay. I'm not going to doom our season after this one game. It may sound like it, and if you follow me on Twitter, it may have looked like it during the game that I might have just been like, all right, fuck this. We're going 33 and 49 and we're going to go in the lottery. Nah. I don't think that's going to happen. But there are some things in this game that I think are very alarming. The interior defense point is something that is going to be a permanent thing until we actually make some moves to resolve it. because DeAndre Jordan only played 6 minutes. That's our backup tall center. He played 6 minutes this game. There was no room for him to play. There's no spot for him in this matchup, and I think in a lot of different matchups for him to even get minutes. So then that means Jeff Green is our backup center. It hurts. It hurts because we do so many other things right. I guess we'll talk about the good things that we did. Jokic, of course, was him. He had 27 points, 6 assists, 3 steals. Defense in the open floor was still bad. He couldn't guard the pick and roll off the hedge. He couldn't step up to a guard. He was kind of flat-footed in that open area, in that open space. So all it took was one decently quick move from a guard, and that was that. So nothing new on that front, unfortunately. Aaron Gordon had himself quite a game. I appreciate the fact that our guys can get a bucket whenever they want. It's just a little weird right now. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. In 35 minutes, MPJ only getting 10 shot attempts is a little weird. Bones Hyland. This has been a point that I talked about a little bit in the preseason as I was just talking to my friends about the Nuggets performances and all that. Bones Hyland kind of scares me because I feel like he has this sense of duty where he has to be the guy for the second unit, and to an extent, yes, like he's the leader of the second unit. I believe he's going to be a really strong candidate for 6th man of the year, but he does it to a point where like all he's thinking about is scoring for the second unit or trying to put up points for the second unit instead of working with the guys, instead of being the facilitator, instead of getting them into their spots. He's putting his head down every single possession. No matter who's in the paint, who's in front of him, who's guarding him, it doesn't matter. He's putting his head down and he's trying to get to the paint and he's trying to throw up a shot. There were some really bad attempts at drawing contact where he would just flail the ball up after a bad drive and it would just end there, and then it would be a turnover and then the Jazz would score on the other end. We don't need that. We don't need some hero off the bench. Our team has always worked best when it works within the system. We don't run ISO ball. Our games, our wins and seasons and good seasons have not been predicated on ISO basketball. We do not need to start that now. Bones has some kinks to iron out as he works fully into that 6-man role and figures out how best to work that role. So I'll give him a little bit of slack. So I mean, like, it's game 1 of the season. We're 0-1, so what? It is what it is. At the end of the day, we lost. Oh well. Hats off to the Jazz because they played phenomenally. I think they played a tremendous game. I talked a lot of hot shit about them and they proved me wrong. And honestly, for what it's worth, they were playing some really good basketball. And I think when I go back to watch this game for some more notes and just to see what was up, I think I'll appreciate what they did more. With that being said, that's all I got for this one. Thank you very much. Welcome back to the NBA season. We had a full slate of games. It was very fun. Expect some Pelicans videos this year. I know I didn't do a lot last year, if any. Expect some. Them boys is nice. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.